Hello, my amazing children. This is Grandma Carla, and I am here with another Mr. Putter and Tabby book by Cynthia Rylant. And this one is called Fly the Plane. Mr. Putter and Tabby Fly the Plane. Toys. Mr. Putter loved toys. He was old, and he knew that he wasn't supposed to love toys anymore, but he did. When Mr. Putter and his fine cat Tabby drove into town, they always stopped at the toy store. There they are, looking in the window at the toy store. Tabby was not happy at the toy store. She was old too, and her nerves weren't as good as they used to be. The wind-ups made her twitch, and the pop-ups made her jump, and anything that flew gave her the hiccups. Poor Tabby. She's looking a little bit worried here. Look at her jumping at the Jack-in-the-Box. But Tabby loved Mr. Putter, so she put up with all of it. While she twitched and jumped and hiccuped, Mr. Putter played with everything. And there's Tabby on his shoulders, trying to stay as far away as she can from everything that makes noise or jumps. He played with dump trucks. He played with cranes. He played with Bear on the flying trapeze. But most of all, he played with the planes. There's Mr. Putter playing with all of the toys, but especially the planes. Ever since he was a boy, Mr. Putter had loved planes. When he was young, he had covered his whole room with them. Biplanes were his favorite, but he also loved monoplanes and seaplanes and shiny ace junkers. He thought he might really fly a plane one day, but he never did. So now he just looked at toy planes every chance he got. There's Mr. Putter when he was a little boy, and all of the planes are all over his room. But now Mr. Putter is an old man, and he still loves planes. One day, when Mr. Putter and Tabby were in the toy store, and Tabby was hissing at a wind-up penguin, Mr. Putter spotted a plane he had never seen before. It was red and white with two wings on each side and a little flag on its tail. It was the most beautiful biplane he had ever seen, and it had a radio control, so a person could really fly it. There's poor Tabby and the penguin, and there is Mr. Putter seeing the brand new plane he had never seen before. Mr. Putter was in love. He bought the little plane and put it in the car with Tabby. He told her not to worry. He promised her a nice cup of tea with lots of cream and a warm English muffin. But still, she hiccuped all the way home. That plane was in the car. There's the plane, and there's Tabby, very, very worried about the plane and still hiccuping. The little plane. Mr. Putter kept his promise. He gave Tabby tea with cream and a warm English muffin. Then together they went outside to fly his new plane. There they had their tea party, but there they go outside. Look at Tabby. Tabby's a little worried. Do you think the plane makes any noise? Excuse me. Tabby had stopped hiccuping, but only because she was full of tea. She'd still did not like Mr. Putter's plane. Mr. Putter sat on the grass and read all of the directions. Then he put the plane on the grass and stepped back and pressed the start button. But the plane did not start. It just rolled over and died. Tabby purred. There's Mr. Putter reading all of the instructions and Tabby in the box the plane came in. And there, Mr. Putter's trying out the plane, but the plane rolled over and died. And Tabby was kind of happy about that, wasn't she? Mr. Putter ran to the little plane. He set it right again. He told it to be a good little plane. He stepped back and pressed the start button. But the plane did not start. It fell on its nose and died. Tabby purred and purred. Mr. Putter ran to the plane. He brushed the dirt off its nose. He told it to be a brave little plane. He stepped back and pressed the start button. But the plane did not start. One of its wings fell off and it died. Tabby purred and purred and purred. There, he tried it the first time. And it died. And Tabby's having a little dance back there. Tried it the second time and the third time. And it died. And there's Tabby, so contented. Purr, purr, purr. But poor Mr. Putter was so sad. He picked up his little biplane. He told the plane that it was all his fault. He told it that he was an old man and old men shouldn't have toys anyway. He said he wasn't any good at flying planes. Tabby watched Mr. Putter. She could see that he was sad. Then she felt sad too. Tabby went to Mr. Putter and she rubbed herself against his legs. She sat on his shoulder. She put her head on his and licked his nose. This made Mr. Putter feel better. Poor Mr. Putter. He's so sad. But Tabby makes him feel a little better. He decided to try again. He fixed the wing. He set the little plane on the grass. He told it that he and Tabby knew it was the best plane in the world. And then he pressed the start button. The little plane choked. The little plane coughed. The little plane gagged. But it didn't die. It warmed up. And it began to sound better. And then slowly, slowly, it rolled across the grass. It picked up speed. There's Tabby and Mr. Putter cheering the little plane on. And here's the little plane starting to roll. And it's rolling a little faster. Do you think it's going to fly? And then it flew. It flew high into the blue sky. Mr. Putter cheered. Tabby purred and hiccuped. Mr. Putter was finally flying a plane of his own. There's the plane. And there's Mr. Putter. And Tabby is okay with it. She's purring and hiccuping. The boy. Every day for many weeks, Mr. Putter and Tabby flew the little biplane. Tabby never hiccuped anymore. She had become used to flying things. Children from town heard about the plane, and they all came to the fields to watch it fly. All the children came to watch the little plane fly. Mr. Putter loved this. He liked the company. He let the children take turns flying the little plane. He felt like a proud grandpa. One boy he liked best of all. The boy was a little shy, a little clumsy, a little forgetful, just like Mr. Putter. But whenever the boy flew Mr. Putter's plane, he wasn't shy or clumsy or forgetful at all. He was strong. He was sure. He was happy. Let all the little children fly the plane. But there was the little boy that was his favorite. And he was his favorite because he was so much like Mr. Putter when he was a little boy. When Mr. Putter saw this, he remembered himself as a boy. He remembered how he wanted a plane that really flew. He remembered lying awake every night wishing for one. There's the little boy, Mr. Putter, when he was a little boy, and he's dreaming about having a plane of his very own. Now, Mr. Putter had his plane, but he was old. He didn't need it as much. He had Tabby, and she was everything he needed. So one day, he gave his little biplane to the shy, clumsy, forgetful boy. The boy became a hero among the other children. What a nice thing for Mr. Putter to do. See, all the children want to play with the plane, and they like the little boy because he's got a cool plane. Mr. Putter and Tabby watch. Wasn't that sweet? And Mr. Putter and Tabby went back to their tea and muffins, their tulips and roses, their morning naps and their afternoon puddings. And sometimes, when they were out for a walk together, there they are having their nice, quiet times and taking care of the garden and just having their naps. Now they're going on a walk. Well, they had some pudding too, didn't they? A proud little biplane flew high above their heads. The little boy was flying the plane, wasn't he? And that's the end. And look at the last page. Tabby sitting in a tree watching the little plane fly. And there was one very happy little boy somewhere, wasn't there, flying that plane. I hope you enjoyed another Mr. Putter and Tabby book. I love these. And they are by Cynthia Rylant. So anytime you want to, you can go to the library and get lots of Cynthia Rylant books. This is Grandma Carla, and I love you.